Hey, I'm Rita Cook.
I'm Terry Murphy.
And we are ECP-TV, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So, I hope everybody has had a great week. We're doing this on Memorial Day weekend, and we hope everybody's having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. So, really quick, what was in the paper this past week? I think there was something about Ferris that you were going to tell people about.
Well, the $35 million project.
Yeah, tell me about it, because I don't know that much about it.
Well, I don't know. It's going in behind where Snap Fitness used to be.
Your favorite place?
Yeah,
in the world?
I love that place. It's 11.5 acres.
Okay.
And it's going to have 204 residential units.
Cool. Okay. And they're expecting it's 3 stories, I think.
Yeah.
I think somebody said, and they're expecting it
rise.
to begin construction next spring.
Yep.
So, and according to people here in Ferris, Ferris is no longer just that place where you go when you don't have anywhere to go. They're really building up. A lot of that has to do with the city manager, Brooks Williams, and he is doing a great job. And so he's bringing things in, like the Starbucks that's going to be over by your house that I'm so excited about. All right. So in Waxahachie last week, there was a car robbery. It was at the movie theater there, and the guy came out, and there was somebody in his car rifling around in his car, and the person that was doing it jumped in a dark blue Infiniti with the Texas plate big SD, but they thought that was a phony plate. So if you see anybody, they were armed and dangerous, so make sure that if you see somebody with a Texas plate that says big SD, which if they're idiots, they haven't changed it out yet, but hopefully they've changed it to something else.
Who'd have thought?
But anyway, so as Dallas is moving to Ellis County, crime's coming with them, and that's a sad thing, but that's how it goes because this is a good little county. So I was going to say arm up, but that's probably not a good thing to say. But you can ask Charlie Hatfield.
He's the one.
He actually gives classes on gun classes, and so he's your gun man.
Yeah.
If you're wondering. All right, and I think the Veteran Treatment Court, they have a new Veterans Court treatment. They were approved. There was a grant that was approved by the Texas Veterans Commission. I know that the DA, Ann Montgomery, was working hard on that. So thanks, Ann. That's good, because veterans need everything right now. Did you hear that in New York they kicked the veterans out to let the migrants go in?
Yes.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. So you have some free tickets there in front of you, my friend.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
Well, these are 2-day passes. You can get them anywhere in Ellis County.
For drag racing, I think, yeah?
Yeah, and it's at Xtreme Raceway, and they're doing pro mods, which are the really big ones, so that's what I like.
Big what's?
Big motors.
Big cars. And that's over off I-45 in Ennis, is it? Or is it right before Ennis in Bristol or Trumbull?
It's Palmer, is it?
Is it Palm? Okay, if you're starting Ferris and you head south on 45, you'll see it on the left-hand side before you get to Ennis.
Or hear it.
Yeah.
And I noticed this car, it says Big SD right there on the license plate.
Right.
I think that's our guy.
All right, cool. And then I think you have a hat on.
June 9th and 10th.
So it's next weekend.
Yeah, June 9th and 10th.
Yeah, so support them. I haven't been out there.
$100 value.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you get them for free?
I'm selling them for $50 a piece. No, they're free. You can get
Everybody
them
line up
everywhere.
outside the gun shop.
Or go to Ellis County Press, and there's a stack of them at the door.
Yeah.
Get as many as you need, and it's for a 2-day pass, so it's totally free ticket. And that place rocks. I love it.
And you can also pick up a newspaper there and see my Down the Rabbit Hole column. And we're not going to talk about that today, probably, because we're not going to have time, but I want to mention that we just got back from Las Vegas a couple of days ago, and you had the hat on, Westgate Las Vegas. And
that's awesome.
It was wonderful because it wasn't on the Strip. It's where Elvis stayed. There's a ghost of Elvis in the penthouse. And what did you think? I mean, I've been there, and that's one of the reasons I didn't like Vegas is the Strip. But you didn't really like it either, correct?
The Strip was too much. Too many people, too crazy, but I really liked the Westgate Hotel. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool place. We did a lot of food, eating, and
good.
Not drinking.
No.
Maybe drinking.
None.
Not you.
No.
Not you, never you. All right. And then the other thing is we were going to talk about something else that was like very important. The Polka Festival. Right. We went to the Polka Festival last night in Ennis. I didn't realize it was the National Polka Festival.
And it was the Checkaholics.
Yeah, the Checkaholics.
The band.
My friend came with, so I drove down to San Antonio. It was a long drive because of Memorial Day weekend. Picked him up. He's from France. Everybody knows Guillaume probably because I talk about him a lot. And then we went over to Terrence's house, and then we were going to go eat. And the next thing we know, we're at the Polka Festival. And wow, it was fun.
Up a storm.
Yeah, it's a big deal there. There were so many people there, and then it's all weekend long. So it's basically, I guess people know about it from all over the country.
Yeah. From
what I can understand. And actually, Guillaume and I danced, but this one didn't even bother to take a shot of it.
I was busy.
What, doing what?
Holding bags.
All right, how much time do we have, producer? 4 minutes. We can talk about the Down the Rabbit Hole.
All right.
So this week's Down the Rabbit Hole it's titled "Try as They Might, Globalists Will Not Be Able to Cancel the Truth." One thing that's very concerning to me is that there's a lot of people coming over from the border, and they're all males. There's no family units coming over, and a lot of people say, and there's a woman from Eagle Pass who mentioned that there are men coming over and they're staying at it looks like an army camp, and she also mentioned, and I didn't confirm this, so just FYI, but that the Iranian Revolutionary Party is sending people over to Venezuela, and in Venezuela, they're giving them documentation to be able to come up in the caravans that are coming up to the border to get across the border. And then, you know, I've been using the word Trojan horse because it's basically what's going on. And we're being, like invaded by men that are the age of fighting age men. And it's horrifying.
Alarming.
Yeah, and the senators, I think it was 50 senators out of 100 that have been given satellite phones in case there's an emergency. And supposedly the next big deal is going to be that the internet's all going to go down and all that, which could happen. And that could
half of them took it, half of them didn't.
Right, and they were told to take them with them at all times because there could be emergencies. So, who's paying for it?
Us.
Yeah. The federal is paying for it. Yeah. Our producer's in rare form today, making faces back there. So that's a concern. And then also in my Down the Rabbit Hole, there was a man named Peter Flaherty, and he was at the Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett. Everybody loves Warren Buffett, but he's part of the problem too, and I'll tell him to his face if I need to, although he'll probably have me arrested. He invited this man to come and speak at a shareholders meeting, and the man started talking about that Bill Gates is friends with Jeffrey Epstein, and he said something along the lines of, yeah, he likes kids, okay? And then it turned into a really bad thing, and everybody started booing him. Well, he got arrested for criminal trespassing.
Yep.
And he was invited. So, you know, it's like you just at every turn. But I just keep telling everybody love and light because, you know, what are we going to do? We have a president who I don't even think can spell his name, honestly. I mean, what do you have to say about Joe Blow these days?
Don't get me started. I'll tell you what, I'm not happy with him.
I mean, it's like, let's see, John Kennedy from Louisiana, I think he said it best. Let me see if I can find it. He said about the border crisis, but I think it would be about everything. His words could reflect many things happening in the U.S. these days. It is becoming harder and harder not to conclude that the border crisis is intentional. I mean, nobody is that incompetent, right?
You'd like to believe that, but...
I mean, I think we could sit in office, and Kamala Harris, I think I read somewhere the other day, that's her name, right? I can't remember our vice president's name because she's such a beautiful soul.
Memorable person.
Yeah, I think somebody came over and took a microphone out of her hand at an event she was speaking at, and not one security person, what are they, the people that were watching after the president? I can't remember what they're called now.
Homeland Security?
No, God, no. That Mayorkas, he couldn't watch over his own feet. No, who is it? The Secret Service. Thank you. They just let the person come up and take the microphone from her.
Well, maybe they needed to.
Well, probably, but you would think that our vice president would be a little bit more secure than that. So it's kind of crazy. So anyway, we've already had this discussion today. Yeah. And is there anything you want to talk about, horrible businesses in Waxahachie that we need to bring up?
Not today.
Okay. We have 1 minute. We're wrapping it up. I'm Terry Murphy.
Rita Cook.
We are ECP-TV.